Have you ever wondered if the common narrative of foundational Black American ancestry tells the whole story? Pause for a moment and let this question sink in. The narrative that foundational Black Americans are solely descendants of enslaved Africans is not the whole truth. It overlooks a significant aspect of their heritage, the history and presence of indigenous Black people and African-descended peoples in the Americas prior to Columbus. Picture the Olmec statues in Mexico, or the accounts of jet-black Aboriginal tribes across the eastern seaboard, and in places like California, among the Ohlone and Mojave Indians. These testaments speak volumes about the presence of Black indigenous peoples in these regions long before European colonization. These facts suggest a blending of African diaspora members with the Aboriginal people of the Americas, indicating a complex lineage for many foundational Black Americans. This is the unseen narrative, the part of history that has been swept under the rug for centuries. But before we get into the rest of this video, we want to take a quick second to tell you about our special limited time offer. We are giving away free copies of our newest book, 13 Black Scholars Who Admitted There Were Black People in the Americas Before Columbus. This exclusive offer is our way of saying thank you for your incredible support. Dive deep into history with us and uncover truths that challenge what we've been taught. But hurry, this offer won't last forever. Click the link in the description and grab your free copy. Now let's get back to the video. The historical narrative becomes even more intricate when we delve into the systematic erasure of the Native American identity of Black individuals. In the Roaring Twenties, figures like William Plecker played pivotal roles in this obliteration of identity. Plecker, a white supremacist in the Vital Statistics Office, orchestrated the reclassification of Black Native Americans as Negro, effectively stripping them of their indigenous heritage. This wasn't a one-off event, but a persistent practice that continued for 4 decades, well into the 60s. The indigenous roots of many foundational Black Americans, deeply intertwined with their identity, were systematically obscured, lost in the annals of history. This relentless act of erasure was not just about redefining identity, it was also about control, about power. The one-drop rule was utilized not only to enforce a binary understanding of race in relation to whiteness, but also to prevent Black individuals from claiming their indigenous roots. The case of Loving versus the state of Virginia further highlights this issue. In this landmark case, we find Mildred Loving, a woman whose narrative was steeped in the midst of race and identity. Mildred, despite carrying Native American heritage, was reclassified as Negro. This wasn't a simple clerical error, but a calculated move as part of the pervasive efforts to erase Black indigenous identities. This reclassification was more than just a label. It was a symbolic stripping away of heritage, of roots, of an identity that connected Mildred and many like her to the very land they called home. The erasure was not only from their personal histories, but also from the broader tapestry of American history. Mildred's story and the Loving versus Virginia case are not just about challenging the prohibition of interracial marriage. They represent a resistance against the systemic efforts to redefine the identities of foundational Black Americans and separate them from their native heritage and claims to the land. Recognizing this overlooked history is crucial for a more accurate and comprehensive understanding of foundational Black Americans' diverse ancestries. Unveiling the truth allows us to challenge the prevailing narrative that positions foundational Black Americans solely as descendants of enslaved Africans and immigrants. This new perspective uncovers the complex lineage that many foundational Black Americans share with the indigenous peoples of this land, long before it was known as the United States. Their enduring ties to this land, the soil beneath our feet, run deep, tracing back to generations before the first European settlers. This connection is more than just a footnote in history. It's an integral part of their identity, a testament to their resilience and survival against the odds. A profound understanding of this past not only enriches the foundational Black American identity, but also calls for a reevaluation of historical narratives. It's about recognizing the indigenous presence and contributions of Black people in the Americas, acknowledging their rightful place in the tapestry of this nation's history. This journey through America's hidden Black past is just beginning. If this glimpse into a world lost to time has captured your imagination, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. Lastly, for more information about the names and subjects mentioned in this video, get your copy of the Amazon best-selling book series, 19 white men who admitted there were indigenous black people in the Americas, and 13 black scholars who admitted there were black people in the Americas before Columbus, by Chase McGee. Link in the description. Stay curious and keep exploring.